Welcome to Fan Podcast, the only show that gives you all the industry insights in one place. I'm your host, Adar, and today our guests are the Banana Zone app team. Podcast number 10. Today's episode is going to be slightly different, as you can see. Now, I'm usually joined by founders, operators, executives from the crypto iGaming industry. Today, I'm joined by 4 founders who have decided to hide their identities behind balaclavas, obviously, while building Banana Zone, a project that sits somewhere between gaming, trading, prediction markets, and internet culture. When I first met these guys a few months ago, what stood out wasn't just the product. It was the idea that the next generation of financial products may look less like Bloomberg terminals and more like games. Today, I want to explore where gaming, crypto, and finance are heading. Welcome, gents.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Hey, thanks for having us.
Let's start with the masks. Okay, now before we talk about Banana Zones, who are the people behind the balaclavas? Can you tell us a little bit about your previous careers, how you met, why you decided to build something together?
Yeah, who wants to take this one, man? Do you wanna take it, Grail, or should I take it? I don't mind.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I guess. Yeah, I think all 4 of you need to answer.
Thanks again for having us on. It's a pleasure to see you again. I guess just a quick point to make, we are doxed. The balaclavas are more like branding exercise rather than us fully hiding our identities.
And they are, let's just say they are the best icebreaker. Like, I've been on many sales pitches and it's the best icebreaker if you're all 4 of us styling like this. We've had some hilarious calls, man. But yeah.
That's it.
Can you imagine Raj and Toli?
Yeah, in fact, when we had a call with Raj and Toli off the back of Breakpoint and did the calls in the balaclavas. Toli turned up, didn't seem overly enamored with the balaclavas, and we thought we'd made a mistake. Then Raj turned up, laughing his head off, and Toli actually said, I thought you guys had kidnapped him because he was running late. He thought he just was gone and that this was some kind of bizarre ransom call. But
yeah, it was good. We do tend to take them off as well, don't we? Not for this, but yeah. And stuff. But yeah.
So I guess a bit about us. We're all super team members. We came together through the Solana ecosystem, and we all have previous backgrounds that kind of work well together. I run a digital agency in the UK. We do a lot of work with Apple, Amazon, Spotify, like bigger brands. We've been going for a number of years. Got into crypto about 9 years ago and have been like building and seeing what works, what doesn't, while this like ecosystem grows. Pilar, do you want to give an intro on you?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I used to be in the corporate world, and then just went down the Web3 rabbit hole a few years ago, and now I've ended up. I've got a Web3 agency, do loads of stuff with Solana, super teams. You know, I'm not a technical dev person. I'm very much sales and partnerships. So yeah, I speak to lots of people, and a lot of what I do is like the sort of marketing and comms and spread the word of Banana Zone now.
Have you guys known each other for several years, like 5, 10, 15 years, or is it a more recent collaboration?
I've actually known Crayon for way longer. Like that, we're going way back, man. Like nearly 20 years, yeah. Like we're not kids anymore, man. Yeah, but I've known Crayon for ages, and the rest of the team I met through Super Team and through our networks and stuff. But yeah, these guys have known each other for a while.
We've known each other a couple of years now, and again, like kind of met through Solana, met through Super Team, building on Solana. You know, the view is to like expand out into traditional like iGaming, but like this is our core. This is what's enabled us to build what we've built.
And when was the moment you realized there was a company or product worth building here? Like you probably been toying with the idea, playing around with it. When was the moment you said, "Okay, we're going in for it"?
Yeah.
I think it was. I was just going to say, I think it was the launch of Magic Block. You know, like until this kind of like ephemeral roll up instance occurred on Solana, you couldn't. This game wouldn't exist. Like you couldn't transact quick enough. And so it kind of launched. We're in the ecosystem. We saw the launch, and then very quickly realized that finance is all about like execution speed. And now the speed was like the shortest, the quickest you can get at the moment. So like, what can you do with that? And when you've solved speed, you move into entertainment. So again, we were kind of at Super Team playing around with ideas on what you can do with this kind of like sub-second settlement. And then idea of Banana Zone came up within about a day or so. We'd ordered our balaclavas and I started building.
And then it got weird. And then it got weirder from there.
Where can I order them, by the way? Now that you've just opened a Pandora box, I think.
You can't order them. You can't order them, mate. You've got to earn them. You got to earn them.
We'll send you
special. We'll send you one, but yeah, everyone else has to earn it.
Yeah, all right.
This is actually what. I was just going to add. This is what captured my attention. A quick one on me. I'm Chief Banana Punk. Was in traditional finance, but I was at a hackathon with these guys. Well, actually not with these guys, but building my own product, and I saw them across the table, and there were these chaps with balaclavas on, getting photo shoots on the roof. Everyone was buzzing around, and I'd seen the previous. We
had about 1,000 bananas as well. We had about 1,000
bananas everywhere. And there I was tinkering around building quite a boring product on Web3, which is still works and that's fine. It's interesting and creative, but nowhere near has the energy and kind of reach of this. And I said, right, guys, where do I fit into this? And that's kind of how I joined the team, and I've been working with them ever since. So I think it's such a powerful brand and product.
And speaking of role, what does each one of you do?
I also sort of help with marketing and I'm brand partnerships and business development. I've been in the space since 2016. Helped open the sort of door to corporate brands like Wrangler Jeans and Samsung. Skoda Auto, built products with them in Web3, and so opening doors, connecting dots, and helping essentially Peeler build the brand and get people through the door.
I can go next. You haven't heard from me yet. So I'm Chief Banana Colonel. So before Banana Zone, I was CTO at Players Lounge, which is a competitive gaming and skill-based wagering platform. So I spent years there building the engineering team and kind of at the intersection of matchmaking, live experiences, payments, high-stakes gaming. Not quite traditional iGaming, but wagering on your own performance within FIFA or other kind of games, but FIFA was our predominant game. The Banana Zone is quite different, but in many ways very similar in that it's kind of a more creative way, a more perhaps pure way of betting on your gaming, your competitive gaming. And so my role really is like all around the tech. So ensuring that behind the chaotic fun brand is like some really solid tech that can last and can perform with high volume of transactions and be reliable and actually be stand the test of all the traffic that we get from the great brands that these guys build.
Yeah. You there? You okay? Your thumbs up?
He's lost in the banana.
He's lost. He's gone.
All right.
Just on the phone.
It's actually a good point with the balaclavas. You can doze off and no one knows.
Nobody knows.
Yes, true.
So, what was the question? Sorry.
What's your role in the game?
Okay. Sorry. Yes. So I lead up the brand we came up with the name Banana Zone together, trademarked it. It's obviously comes from like Rao Pal's comments. But yeah, I head up brand and strategy. At the moment, we're kind of focused on closing our round. But aside from that, we kind of work together. I work with Colonel on building out the ideas for the infrastructure. He's much cleverer than I am, so he's the guy that actually builds the stuff. But between all of us, we kind of like ideate where this arcade finance is going.
Yeah. The term itself, by the way, arcade finance, is something you guys termed or someone else? I really liked it, but I wasn't aware of it before.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we termed it. We applied for a trademark on it. We think it perfectly encapsulates this like future world where it's less about terminals and more about gamification.
Yeah, that's great. Love it. And just rounding up with you, Colonel.
Peeler, but
Peeler,
that's all right. That's right. Yeah, I tend to. I'm a jack of all trades, man. I speak to loads of people about partnerships and brands and stuff. But yeah, I love doing some of the creative stuff. You know, working with these guys and thinking up the ideas for the games. You know, pitching in on the round. But yeah, I live and breathe Banana Zone. It's good.
All right. Now, one of the core ideas behind Banana Zone, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that financial products are still built like tools, while today's consumers increasingly want entertainment. We're also seeing this a lot on the crypto casino side. But do you genuinely believe that there's that this is where the industry is heading, or is there still a line between investing and entertainment?
We feel like that line is gradually diminishing, you know, getting smaller, getting more blurry. We're not trying to make serious investing look unserious. We just see it as like a new category of finance, and that's like financial entertainment. I think Punk, he's mentioned a few times before, but this idea of traders becoming like pro gamers where they stream their trading sessions, everything's getting quicker. The dopamine is there. You move from execution to entertainment. So yeah, we feel like this is definitely where products are going. There's still room, obviously, for traditional finance products, but we think there's a huge amount that can be gamified now that the speed issue's been solved.
Quick break. And if you're not following FAM yet, now's the time to fix that. We're on Instagram, X, and YouTube. All links are down below. On Instagram, we post the rooms, the events, the people. On X, we drop industry takes and announcement before anyone else. And on YouTube, well, you're already here. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and make sure you don't miss what's coming next. This episode is brought to you by BetB. Yeah, and I think potentially I'm also seeing this on the fiat versus crypto iGaming side. The fiat gambling is largely perceived to be more traditional, more conservative, while the crypto gambling is perceived to be more innovative, younger, quicker, more entertaining. Is this something that you also see on the finance side? And maybe a follow-up question on that. Why do you think traditional trading experiences have failed to evolve, or are they even failing to evolve? Maybe I have a blind side on that, and actually they're also introducing new elements and new gamification methods.
No, I think you're right. Definitely. Well, I'll just add in here, you're definitely right. The traditional Web 2 gaming and traditional financing products are lagging. And the reason is, well, one of the reasons is they don't have the Web 3 rails, which has allowed certain mechanics to be applied to gaming. You know, we've introduced quite a few innovative features just in the Banana Zone game that completely would, you know, I think impress the Web 2 gaming world. You know, and they don't have these features yet. So the idea that they're not being innovative, I don't think they're not being innovative, but then they're either unaware or haven't got the regulatory approval to go into this world yet and start using these and plugging them into their systems. So we're building for that future. We're crypto native, but we come from traditional business backgrounds. We're bringing that knowledge into this space, understanding where this market fits in with the current Web3 and Web2 worlds, and how it will imprint on the Web2 world, and how eventually they will either buy up, products like ours, or essentially copy, mimic, and compete with products like Banana Zone.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now, you talk about shrinking attention spans, gaming mechanics, outperforming static funnels, trading becoming cultural rather than purely financial. How do you think Gen Z and Gen Alpha, how do you think and how do you see them consuming financial content differently from previous generations? What's the main differences?
I guess this is not specific to finance, but it's the way that you consume information. Like very few people have newspaper subscriptions, broker reports, long form analysis. That's for professionals. We feel like Gen Z and Gen Alpha discover most of their world through TikTok, Instagram, memes, games, Discord servers, live streams, communities. There's a whole wealth of content platforms now to get your information, and there's a huge competition for attention span. It might take you a long time to feel like you're a proficient perps trader, say, but you can play a game that over a much shorter time makes you feel more confident in taking that leap or trying out proper trading, because you understand the mechanics, you understand that you've leveled up, you've got certain rewards for doing certain activities. So I think it empowers this next generation to not be afraid of finance, and to learn through game. Like that's one of our big things.
So you think that you're basically saying that any product today that is discovered through these funnels like TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Kick, etc., should be as quick as they are, as fast, as engaging as they are. Otherwise, it will fail.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
I think not even should, like has to. I think that's the thing that these days everyone is expecting every experience they have to be the very highest level. Like 20 years ago, you could build something that was fun, but maybe wasn't like polished around the edges, and you would have got away with it and got a lot of users. Nowadays, everything has to be super polished, incredibly reliable. You go down even for half a day, and that's it. You're going to lose so much traction and so much momentum. So yeah, I think everyone is expecting every experience they have digitally to be at an incredibly high level, and to do all these things, right? Like everything is almost becoming an everything app, and they expect all those features that they see in your TikTok, your Instagram, etc., to be in every app that they use and every experience they have. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to kind of capture that attention. The way you do that is through the brand, but also you have to build a product that is incredibly high quality, and just constantly be shipping quality improvements to your product.
Sorry, I was just going to say that fits in with this idea of, so it's speed and entertainment, I guess, are our two core pillars. Even things like streaks, ranks, quests, leaderboards, that all of that stuff that is permeating marketing across every category, rewards platforms or rewards campaigns, different skins, status for performing X task. This is the world that the Gen Z and Gen Alpha are growing up in. That's what they demand, and we feel that blockchain is a very good platform to deliver some of that and give value to the skins that you have, or the tradable items, or your status. Is a much more like fluid platform, and maybe that is why some of the Web3 games are evolving quicker and getting more traction than some of the original, the initial kind of online casinos, because it's very much like new tech. What crazy ideas can we do with the new tech, rather than there's only so much variation in an online casino, and then you rely on like huge spend, massive brand activation, advertising to gain users, rather than I've not seen this before and it's fun, I get rewarded, I'm in.
Yeah. So speed, engagement, and differentiation. Actually, having something that is different, that is, entertaining in a different way. Okay. And speaking of user experience, you've now watched thousands of players interact with Banana Zone. And you've probably also, apart from looking at the logs, actually interviewed people, got a lot of user feedback. What's the most surprising thing you've learned about human behavior?
I mean, I'll say the first thing is that just how addictive people can be, like how addictive they get so quickly. We launched on day one, and I immediately had messages saying, I've used my 250 practice trades. Like, how do I get more instead of waiting until the next day? And that was within the first few hours. So straight away, it was like looking at those behaviors as, okay, great. You can spin the wheel and then you might get some more. And then people are now paying to spin the wheel to do it even more just to get up this leaderboard. So I think that's from my side. It was just like, we knew it was sticky. We'd done lots of testing already and lots of different, various groups that we'd shown it to. But that actual experience of it being live on Seekerphone, people using it, and that immediate thing of like, how do I keep going? I like this experience of tap trading. How do I keep playing it? And from my side, that was from the sort of direct feedback from users. I think that was something. I'm sure you have loads more about this, Colonel. This guy's deep in the user.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the fact that people quickly create rituals, strategies, and stories. They're playing for a lot more than just money. I mean, we don't have our kind of real money aspect turned on yet. We're still just doing practice trades, but still, people are playing and inventing meaning and strategies around the chart, and it's kind of become almost. There's almost a prophecy around what the chart does, and a big part of that is how Peeler and Punk kind of craft a story on our socials. But people really buy into that and believe in that, and that brand along with the daily use. It really shows in how people kind of engage with the app, and some of the stuff that's coming up soon that we're going to be launching is kind of really ties that back into the product. So we're going to bring some new mechanics into the game that kind of allow people to boost their score and have certain time periods where they can really amp up the gameplay and this kind of thing. So it's amazing how much the kind of emotional loop matters just as much as the financial outcome. And once we do launch real trades pretty soon, I think it's going to be that emotional side of it will become even more engaging.
And speaking of these new mechanics, new features these days, are these additions basically technical additions or product additions you came up with after looking at the engagement and the user behavior, or did you actually get like direct feedback from users saying, I want this, I want it, what if you did that?
It's a bit of both. I mean, everything we do is kind of data-led. We're a small team, and we try to be as efficient as possible. And so really, we have everything that a player does. We can kind of feedback on and look at and analyze. And so we're constantly looking at the kind of the play patterns and thinking, how can we make this more engaging? How can we make this a more enjoyable experience for our users, as well as kind of less objective and more subjective feedback during user interviews and testing, and we have the tools to do like small group testing and this kind of thing, so we roll features out to a small subset of users and see how they perform, and do a lot of A/B testing and that kind of thing, but also a lot of it is just driven by kind of what we see in other of those kind of really high-level, top-tier digital experiences that we were talking about. I spent a lot of time recently watching TikTok lives and just seeing how they kind of build engagement and build interaction through the various like gamification layers. and seeing and kind of distilling that into something that we can bring into what we're doing. It's interesting because it's not related at all in some ways to Banana Zone, but those kind of like live experiences are everything to today's users of products. And there's a lot that can actually be transferred even in a very different industry to the product that we're building. So there's a lot of that stuff to come.
Mm-hmm. Now, slightly different topic, but I touched on it before. Like I've played on several dozen crypto casinos. They've become incredibly good at engagement, I think, at least when it comes to iGaming. Gamification, leaderboards, missions, social competition, progression systems, reward plans. There's a lot created around engagement. How do I get the user back? How do I get them to enjoy it even more? How do I get to add another layer of excitement to the product? Do you think, looking at crypto casinos today, do you think they're actually ahead of fintech when it comes to user experience? Or is it an entirely different ballpark?
No, it's our belief that like crypto casinos understand attention better than almost all fintech apps. Like you said, it's about rewards, it's about status, progression, incentives, social proof, the ability to brag about what you've got, what you've spun in. They have all of that down to a T, in our opinion. Like that's their business model. Fintech, this is our view, but fintech is getting to this point where lots of banks, banking apps, neobanks now, they're all competing for the same thing. They're all very similar rates, features. The way that they differentiate themselves over the coming years is to take some of the iGaming, the casino type gamification, kind of like the best lessons from there in terms of gamification and marketing, pull them into finance, not taking over some of the worst behaviors of gambling. They're a different market, there's responsibility, regulatory considerations, but definitely if fintech apps want to stand out, they need to look to iGaming and online casinos, we think, to the future.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's pretty. Sorry, man.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think fintech often assumes that kind of utility alone is enough, but our belief, and certainly clearly the belief of crypto casinos in general, is that utility without emotion is pretty forgettable, and that's the balaclavas do a lot to say that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you touched on something very good. Our users today, younger, I imagine, but they'll grow older and take over. Are they looking for emotion at the end of the day? I can call it entertainment, engagement, but emotion perhaps is the strongest word. Are they looking for emotion in a brand? Is that it?
For sure. Traditional markets or products were built for execution, not emotion. They optimize for charts and order books and technical tools, which work for professionals, but it doesn't reflect how most younger users actually engage with markets today. The next generation of financial products need to be social, visual, fast, rewarding, and culturally fluent. And again, back into the whole Banana Zone branding, that's the first step, is how do you bring people into your product? Well, ours is through this sort of eccentric branding, this cult-like imagery, come be a part of the Banana Zone, get crazy, have fun. And in the background is this, we've got Kernel and Crayon building this incredible, very technical, capable, scalable, feature set platform that can essentially globally scale when the switch is turned on. So emotions is a huge part of it.
Yeah, big time. And I think as well, just to say that's the aim with anything, any of the marketing or the comms, that's the grail really. If people see it and it evokes an emotion from them, that's what we aim. That's what I aim for every time. Everything I put out has that as the aim.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I call them when I talk to people who are pitching a new product, startups. I call these visual breadcrumbs, I call them, but emotional breadcrumbs are even better, right? Something that's moved you for a moment, or got you excited, or got you curious, that stays, right? Stays with you for weeks, months, sometimes maybe years. But for sure. Now, touching again on what you guys have built, you built a very strong visual identity, a culture, a community, very distinctive brand around Banana Zone, obviously. How important is culture today compared to technology? Like, obviously, you mentioned you're a very technologically enabled product, but how important is culture compared to technology, if you can weigh those two? And do you think that the technically superior product can lose to a better story today as well? Are you seeing any examples of that? We're taking a short break to remind you, FAM is bigger than this podcast. We're building a global community of crypto and iGaming professionals, and our socials are where that community lives between events. Follow us on Instagram for the lifestyle and the rooms you want to be in. Follow us on X for real-time takes and insider news. And subscribe on YouTube for the full conversations. Everything is linked below. It takes 10 seconds and it's worth it. This episode is brought to you by BetB.
Sure, yeah. I mean, as the guy in charge of the tech, like I would say absolutely that technology is the engine, but culture is the distribution. And without the culture, the tech is kind of meaningless, right? Like there's a lot of engineers out there who will love to kind of build for the sake of building, but without having the distribution and ultimately the end user in mind, it's kind of meaningless in many ways. And so without the culture, you know, the tech is nothing. So it is vital that the culture and that the brand and everything that we have around that is there and is critically important. I think you're not going to reach consumers without a strong brand these days. As we've just been saying, emotion is everything. So absolutely, I think that stronger technical prowess and performance can lose out to a very strong culture.
Mm-hmm. And we're also living in the age of AI. You know, like there are some guys taking advantage, well, some guys and girls taking advantage of this new tech, like we did with the speed on Magic Block, creating awesome stuff, creating like software in days instead of months. You know, like everything. Again, this kind of like attention span is being affected by being able to build things within hours, days, not weeks and months. But there's also now a whole glut of technology that is very good, but with no users. And the way you do that is by building your culture around your brand. Like, how does it make me feel, not how does it work? Because particularly in software these days, again, our view is that you can spin up competitors for all kinds of games. You could spin up a roulette tomorrow, but actually getting users to play it, or having a hook, or having something where people feel like they belong in this crowd, that's the magic.
Mm-hmm. And you can only do that with a good story, you say.
Exactly, that's it. The masks, the language, the like the world, again, the kind of like responsible degen chaos, the humor, like all of that, we feel gives us an edge over other products.
Big time. Well, look, you have to look at our competitors as well to see, you know, there's a few people doing, no one's going for arcade finance yet, or even remotely close to that ethos, but there are certainly, you know, tap trading products out there, and, you know, ones with much larger budgets than what we've managed to do with what we've built. And, you know, there's no point ever talking badly about other products, but there's crickets around, you know, and here we are in a bear market. We built on a shoestring, and a lot of that has come from the sort of extension of people wanting to belong to this culture and this energy, and open up the app, see the funny emojis, get involved, have a little break from real life, tap some boxes, and feel fun, you know.
A little bit of degenerate escapism.
They want to touch the banana.
Not appropriate. not appropriate.
Just tap it. Don't touch it. Just tap it.
Just tap.
That's a good one.
Gentle tap.
Yeah.
One tap. One tap's
It's a
fine.
Alright,
good,
new tagline. Yeah, just tag.
just tap it. That's
Just
a
tap,
good
tap.
one, yeah.
Tap,
With
tap.
a banana instead of the V. Just tap it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Noted. Noted.
All right, guys. Before we go, if I'd give you each one sentence, what's something about the future of gaming, crypto, finance that most people still don't understand and will be very, very strong, very relevant in the next years?
I think people don't wake up excited to check their bank balance unless you're doing particularly well in the bull run. But you do wake up excited to play games, to have fun, entertainment, and the fintech or banking apps that adopt this mindset are the ones that win in the future and become this kind of cross-section, taking the best from iGaming and casinos and plugging that into a more like regulated, serious finance framework.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I would say most people underestimate how much culture moves markets, but also that how much serious engineering is required to turn the chaos of the market into products that people can trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess from me, I'd say sort of gaming, trading, and social media aren't really separate industries. You know, we're just looking at them as, yeah, I guess, you know, they're just sort of becoming one behavior. You need a product that, well, certainly from our side, from our products, yeah, that's what we're looking to cover all within that.
I'm going to go with just don't touch it, just tap it.
Just
I changed. I'll go back to the original. No, I think the biggest financial products in the next decade will be built, first of all, on chain, and secondly, be built around attention, not just assets. So it's not about what you have, but it's how you use them, how you interact with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Great stuff. We covered a lot of really interesting things today. Thank you very much for participating, for taking part in this podcast. Going to meet you guys pretty soon as well in London. Looking forward to it. By the way, are you going to be wearing the balaclavas around as well on all the meetings at the conference and everything? Or
Yep.
Yeah?
Always.
Yep. Of course. Always. I don't go anywhere without this balaclava these days.
I'm currently abroad, and I pack it in my luggage.
Yeah.
Dedication. That's what that is, punk. Dedication.
Yeah. No, it's been a real pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing you grow and succeed and make more waves or throw more bananas around, whatever it is that you can apply.
Indeed. Cool, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
See you later.